Hey guys, how's it going? Danconia. Welcome back to the Overwatch Contenders Roundup. So we are through the first season of Contenders for 2020. It's been a rocky road, hasn't it? But it was actually the only competition that wasn't fully impacted by COVID-19, unlike the Overwatch League, so it's been pretty pog. We've seen all of the regions come out with winners. Obviously we have seen Talon Esports in the Pacific, Mindfreak G in Australia, Dignity in South America, O2 Blast in South Korea, Team CC in China, British Hurricane in Europe, and Team Doge in North America. And it's all been really interesting, and I think this new format of Contenders was fairly good, but hey, it's not sticking around. Blizzard have tinkered once again going into Season 2 of Contenders, which is not that far away. Next month we will start doing all the qualifications for that. Obviously there'll be an Open Division Season 3, then there'll be a Trials, and then there'll be a Contenders. Different regions will be different in terms of their formats, and one region won't have a format at all. But let's take a look at this. So there's a whole press release on the Overwatch League website for this. So if you want to take a look at it, I probably put it in the description below. If not, comment and I will put it in the description below because I probably forgot, which is not very good. Bad YouTuber. Anyway, Season 2 will kick off in as early as July in some regions, and this is their words, by the way, and we'll share more details ahead of the start of the competition. Given the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and associated safety and travel implications, we are still working on our gauntlet plans for the end of 2020. Good to hear that the gauntlet is still a thing, because that was really good last year. But we're currently targeting for all regions to qualify at least one team for the event, and we'll announce more information at a later date. Please do it at the OGN Arena in Seoul. Please do it in the Apex format. It was Apex format, sorry. But it's so good. It's so good. Anyway, we have got a lot of changes to go through for different regions. So we're going to start with China. It says, due to the prior success in the region, the 2020 Season 2 format will remain the same as Season 1, consisting of 4 weeks of trials and Contenders weekly play, followed by a double elimination playoff bracket. A total prize pool for Contenders China will be $175,000. While the Contenders format will remain unchanged, we are also planning to improve other aspects of the tournament for regional fans, including the viewing experience, accessibility of match information, and Chinese social media exposure. In addition, we are also considering holding more third-party events to better support the Chinese esports community. Our plans are consistently evolving, and we look forward to sharing details when ready. More third-party events. Big clap. I want to see that across the globe. Let's go Blizzard. But going to Europe and North America, these two regions will move to a monthly format focused on delivering fun, high-stakes tournament competition while also developing up-and-coming players into professionals. The Season 2 format in Europe and North America will be as follows. A total of 5 tournaments are scheduled to run in each region from July to November, each with a US $35,000 prize pool. The new monthly format will allow us to implement changes faster and experiment with different ideas more frequently in response to feedback from our players, teams and the broader community. The new format is scheduled to begin in July with an 8-team double elimination tournament in both regions. The top 4 teams from Season 1 playoffs will directly be invited. The 5th through to 16th place teams will be invited into a round-robin style trials tournament at the beginning of the month to qualify for the remaining 4 teams in the competition. All matches from the double elimination tournament in July will be broadcast. Very good. I want to see all the matches broadcast. I don't want to see half-assed. We're going to broadcast something from that region this week and then that region next week. That was stupid last season, so that's good. But I don't know. We'll see how this new format works. I have my reservations, but I do like that there seems to be a drive to get more exposure and have more third-party involvement tournaments, which I think will be really cool. We recognise that being a professional is more than being a skilled competitor, and we plan to ramp up a variety of educational sessions each month, aimed at preparing our players to be successful teammates, entertainers, brand ambassadors, and more. We will share details about these educational programs later this year. I love that. That is fantastic, because that is preparing players to be role models in some respects. Players in the Overwatch League get this training. And I'm going to use an example here. We go back to the first season of the Overwatch League and the XQC saga. That was more, I think, XQC not getting the the training or the guidance he needed to become an ideal role model, and so he didn't know where his boundaries were. And it led obviously to XQC not being in the league anymore, becoming a streamer, and now I think he knows much better where he's at. So this sort of thing will minimize the potential for controversies and minimize the need for discipline in the league, hopefully, because players will know what to do, they'll know how to behave, and that is exactly what we want to see. This is Blizzard taking responsibility and teaching the players how to behave, and I want to see that. This is a really good move. We move over to South Korea now though, and it says we are excited to move back to a traditional league format in Korea, which has been well received in the region in the past. Oh, I like this. The regular season is scheduled to consist of a 10-team round robin, 2 groups of 5. The top 8 teams from Season 1 will automatically qualify for Season 2. The other 2 teams will be determined by a double elimination trials tournament featuring the 9th through to 12th place teams for Season 1 and the top 4 teams from Open Division. 6 teams will qualify for single elimination playoffs. The total prize pool for Contenders Korea will be $175,000 and we plan to officially broadcast all matches in the region. Again, big thumbs up for the broadcasting. We want to see every single match, and I don't want you to just give us don't cherry pick. That's the thing I would say. I also have some details on Open Division Season 3 for Korea as well. So Open Division Season 3 will consist of a hard league, an easy league, and then a playoffs. It's kind of weird. I haven't really seen this format before. I have some confirmed teams in there. So it's Blossom, Team PSR, Bravos Gaming. We've heard of them before. And CC Trainee. So this will be the academy team of Team CC, who we know from China, which is actually rather interesting. That's actually rather interesting. I didn't pick it out that before. But the hard league will follow a Swiss format. All matches are best of 5. Top 10 teams will advance to the playoffs of the Open Division's 2020 Season 3 in Korea, and the bottom teams are eliminated. It's a 4-week run tournament. The Easy League is a single elimination. All matches are best of 3. Semi-finals and finals are best of 5, and the top 2 teams advance into the playoffs of Open Division Season 3 in Korea, and it takes a week to get through that tournament. In the playoffs, it's a double elimination bracket. All playoffs are best of 5 except the grand final that is best of 7, winners bracket advantage of 1 game. Pretty much the same as we've seen before in trials. It's going to be, or Open Division I should say, super interesting. But that is the only region I have any details of the Open Division about. But there may be some names in there that you might find a bit weird, and we're going to get onto that in a minute. First of all though, we're going to cover Australia. So, after reviewing various options with players, teams, and others in the region, Australia will also move back to a traditional league format, similar to what we've seen in previous seasons of Contenders. The regular season is scheduled to consist of 8 teams in a round-robin play. The top 4 teams from Season 1 will automatically qualify for Season 2. The other 4 teams will be determined by a double elimination trials tournament, featuring the bottom 4 teams from Season 1 playoffs, and the 9th through to 12th place teams from Season 1. The playoffs are scheduled to consist of 4 teams in a double elimination format. The total prize pool for Contenders Australia will be $100,000, and in the regular season they will plan to cover 3 matches in each cycle of a round robin live on broadcast, in addition to the entirety of the playoffs. So not every single match, but a lot of matches, and that's okay. But this is the part that leaves a bad taste in the mouth. So, we move to the Pacific. Pacific Contenders will not be returning for a second season this year. They are currently working on exploring ways to build a unique experience for Pacific players, and we plan to support these events directly with $100,000 in tournament prizing. In addition to prizing, we're also looking to qualify at least 1 team from these new events for the Gauntlet later this year. The Pacific Season 1 champions Talent Esports will receive a direct invitation to Contenders Trials in Korea. So, Contenders will not return for the Pacific. I don't like this. Now, they say that they are working on other events to qualify someone for the Gauntlet and, give out $100,000 in prize money and stuff like that. But then why not do Contenders? This feels like that Blizzard are just shifting the responsibility to run these tournaments off on someone else. That's what this feels like. So, I don't particularly like it. and it most likely means that we're not going to see a lot of teams returning from the Pacific region. I know probably we won't see Far East Society, but I can say that Talon Esports will be obviously in Korea, and we will see how they do. But they were dominant in the Pacific, but Korea is a whole different beast, and I am not sure how they are going to fare in Contenders Korea. Yeah, this is a nasty one. But lastly, we have South America, and it says based on feedback from the teams, players and talent in the region, South America will transition to a hybrid between Season 1 format and a traditional league format. The regular season is scheduled to consist of a series of 10 team round robins, 2 groups of 5, followed by a brief single elimination tournament, ultimately leading to a season end playoff. The 8 teams that qualified for Season 1 playoffs will automatically qualify for Season 2. The other 2 teams will be determined by a double elimination trials tournament featuring the 9th through to 12th place teams from Season 1 and the top 4 teams from Open Division. The total prize pool for Contenders South America will be $100,000, and they say that they will be spinning up more coverage of the region along with other exhibition-style competitions to promote fan engagement with players. So, it does say at the end, Open Division and other updates. Overall, we plan to continue to iterate and lean into what's working on a regional level, as well as listen and share our plans earlier with players and fans. More specifically, we will share details around Open Division changes and how the program will continue to feed into contenders in different regions at a later date. We're also currently looking at ways that third-party tournaments can directly tie into programs like Overwatch Contenders. We will share those specific plans as others and things get closer to being finalized. So this is a big shift for a lot of Contenders regions. There is no Pacific region anymore, which is sad, I'm not going to lie. But I hope maybe that these tournaments that they are planning, not just in the Pacific but across the world, will be super interesting. Because I think that's something that Overwatch has needed for a long time. Just really interesting third-party tournaments. It's something Overwatch has lacked since the creation of the Overwatch League. We haven't got things like Apex, which was run separately and things like that. I think we need tournaments like that again. And I'll be super duper interested to see. Blizzard don't have to get directly involved in them, just back them with the prize money. And this is what it looks like they're trying to do. And if they do that, that is fantastic, and that is exactly the way Tier 2 and Tier 3 needs to go. And yeah, just give it more promotion. We will see how these changes work. It's going to be confusing because a lot of different regions are following different rule sets now, but it should be super interesting. And yeah, I'm going to leave it here for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to give a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.